who's in, who's out. We're another week closer to Selection Sunday. At the top, we're going to start with our 4 number 1 seeds. Of course, we're going to go with Arizona at first. No changes to report here. Right behind them on the 1 line, we've got Duke. They do have 2 really fun games coming up this week and a battle with North Carolina daunting on the horizon. Our 3rd number 1 seed is going to be UConn. They took care of business. They beat Villanova, who's a tourney contender right now. They have not looked as dominant as of late, but they're still getting the job done for me. I still have them on the 1 line. And my last number 1 seed, it's going to be Michigan. They had a couple solid wins over 2 bubble teams in Ohio State and Indiana last week. Now, let me say this, Nebraska fans, I know you're going to be in the comments. Guess what? This week, we've got Michigan taking on Nebraska. Whoever wins that game is going to be in line for that 4th number 1 seed. Nebraska, you can earn it on the court. Moving on to the other side of the bracket with our last 4 in, we're going to go with New Mexico. They bounced back from the tough San Diego State loss with 2 wins this past week, and they're currently sitting at 43 in the net. Right behind them is Texas, who has been up and down as of late. Some huge wins, some tough losses. They did blow out a ranked Georgia team by 30 points. Yeah, 30 points against Georgia. That is a huge win. Right now, Texas is 39 in the net and looking like a pretty good spot. Right behind them, we've got Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech beat a bad Syracuse team this past week, and they did drop in a very important game against Louisville. Really would have liked to see the Hokies win that game. They're sitting at 52 in the net, a little bit more of a precarious spot. And then my final team in is UCLA. 2 wins this past week, including 1 huge victory over Purdue, a top 5 team at the time. I do think this team makes it into the tournament when it's all said and done. Moving over to our first 4 out, we're going to talk about Ohio State, a team that's been in the first 4 out, last 4 in conversation a lot. They did beat Minnesota in overtime last week, and they lost to their rivals, Michigan. They're 36 in the net, which sounds great, but unfortunately they're only 1-5 in quad 1 games. Next, Santa Clara. Are we looking at a 3-bid WCC this year? They knocked off St. Mary's, which is a huge win. They're one of the teams that normally runs that conference. They're 45 in the net and only have 1 quad 1 win, which is that victory over St. Mary's. They're going to be right there on the bubble. They're going to need to just rack up some wins in conference and see what happens. Next, Stanford. Not a great loss to Cal. Not really a loss that you can afford to take at this time, but it's not the complete end of the world. They're 72nd in the net, which doesn't sound great, but they do have 4 quad 1 wins to the resume. That'll help big come Selection Sunday. Well, my 4th and final team out in this first 4 out, it's going to be Missouri. They dropped a heartbreaker to UGA over this past week, but did pick up a huge overtime win against Oklahoma. They're down in 68 in the net, but they do have 3 quad 1 wins, so they're in the conversation. Let me know, what did I get wrong?